Good evening, everybody. Happy Sunday night, and welcome to Sunday Night Unite. And I hope everybody's had a really good week. And it's been a minute since I have done one of these live shows, trying to get back in the swing of things, as it were. Still some ups and downs for sure, but it's great to be back with you guys. And I just thought it would be really fun tonight to just kind of hang out, veg out a little bit, talk about collecting or whatever else you guys want to talk about. I also, here at the top of the show, want to remind everybody this Wednesday, I'm very excited that we're having superstar artist David Finch. He has been at OAX all weekend, and I just think that is fantastic for everybody that got to go to that. We had, from this channel, we had Matt Martin, and also a lot of you guys might know JWR. I know those two people at least were there live during the show. JWR got a bunch of Matteo Scalera pieces. I also got a Matteo Scalera as well. And I think Matt, the only thing I know he picked up for sure was a Ryan Brown piece. Ryan Benjamin piece. Yeah, is that right? Yeah, I think so. Anyway, it's really good. So anyway, I'm just excited for that show, and I'm excited for everybody that got to go to that event. So anyway, welcome to the show. Like I said, what do you guys want to talk about? We got Theodore in the house, Brotherhood member. Evening, Chris. Glad to have you back. Thank you very much. It's great to be back. Ronaldo Rodriguez, a Brotherhood member, says, hi, Chris. Hi, everyone. We've got Faith and Misery. Happy Sunday, y'all. You got to be from the Midwest if you're saying y'all. We got the Ben Cave in the house. Good to see you. What's up, guys? Great to have the Ben Cave on the show when we did the members only stream. That was a lot of fun, and we'll definitely do that some more in the future. But I want to give a shout out to the guys that came on. I know that was not always easy to do, to put yourself out there on camera, but it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. It's great. It's just good to get to know other people too in the community. It's like we talk, and to put a name and a face together, and to be able to actually communicate on screen like this, it's a lot of fun, and it's just better in my opinion than just texting back and forth or messaging and things like that. How's it going, my man? Loving the hobby. I'm glad to hear it. What are your favorite things about the hobby right now? I'll ask everybody, what are you excited about in 2026? I feel like we all have kind of less coming in. I certainly do. I have been debating this week, and I was talking with the Rogues guys about this, that I jumped on the wait list last night for the Iron Studios 1/4 scale Alex Ross Batman. I've seen a number of people get it in recently, and so I got on the wait list, and within I don't know, maybe 20 minutes, can't remember exactly what it was, but within 20 minutes, it converted. So I still haven't decided whether to get it or not. I think overall the textures are very smooth, but I just don't know if they'll ever actually do the quarter scale from Blitzway and Prime 1, because clearly there's still some issues that they're working out there. So I honestly don't know if that piece will ever come out. So what do you guys think? Should I get it? Should I get it to review it? It's $800. It's not cheap, but I do like it. But I like the Blitzway one better, but I don't know if that one will ever be made. Atlanta, GA. I guess not Midwest then. Sorry about that. We'll definitely come back on the next time. Absolutely. Again, it was great to have you on, and we'll try to get you on more. Theodore says, started updating and adding more museum-esque spotlights at the moment. That's awesome. Really focusing on fine-tuning displays at the moment. That's another really good point, Theodore, is that whenever you have a collection and you're really happy with it, for the most part, I'm really happy with the pieces that I have. I'm not selling a lot right now. There's a possibility here and there, but whenever stuff's not coming in, you can play around with wall color. You could play around with lighting. You can play around with just how you have it set up, what displays you put them on. So there's always things that you can do to keep the hobby fresh, even when things aren't necessarily coming in to your collection. Super excited for all my statues on order. Just got my Witcher 1/4 scale Prime 1. The head sculpt is incredible. Yeah, massive congratulations on that. Our friend Jeff Delaney just got that as well. It's just really awesome to see what these companies are doing in terms of head sculpts. It always used to just be Hot Toys, and then it kind of segued into like Blitzway, and now Prime 1's doing really great things, J&D. It's just really awesome to see how good the likenesses are getting. And I think that they're only going to continue to get better. More about the hunt for older pieces now. And Ben K, that is like the perfect time to do it, because it's definitely a buyer's market right now. People are, selling for really good prices, and that's for better or for worse. But you can get some really good older pieces right now. And I know that there's been a bunch of my friends that have done the same thing. I want to give a shout out to Billy Rios. He just got an older piece recently that he had been looking for. It's still fresh. Even though it's an older piece, it's still fresh to you when you get it in. So I think looking for older pieces is a great idea. Other than waiting for J&D Batman versus Superman, I'm on the hunt for the Daniel Bell PF Joker. And I am currently looking for you. Actually, who else hit me up this week? Jim Mint actually hit me up this week also, and said, hey, how attached to you are you with your I guess not the Joker. I'm sorry. I'm thinking two different things. The one he wanted was the Dark Knight Returns on the Lightning Bolt. But I am looking for the Daniel Bell Joker for you as well. Hopefully I'll find one. Beta Gaming TV 1 says, paired with the Superman, they look great together. And that's the thing, is like both of them don't have a lot of texture. They're both really smooth. And so that bothers some collectors. I don't know. I just feel like for $800, I feel like it maybe should have a little bit texture. And I just don't know if it would stand out in the collection in a bad way or not. So it's still a maybe for me. I don't know. Again, where do you guys weigh in? Do you think I should go ahead and just get it at least and review it? But even like the Rogues guys are like, yeah, but you might have a hard time selling it if you don't like it. So I'm like, I don't know. I just don't know. Nate Rose, hey Chris, glad to see you back. It's great to be back. Again, it's going to be kind of hit or miss whenever I do the videos. I don't know if it's going to be. I think it'll probably eventually get back to daily. My mindset is still trying to, kind of eke my way back into everything, but it's great to be back live with you guys. Oh, sorry, I missed one. Hola, Bat Family. ¿Cómo está? Hey, Chris, I'm curious about how you feel about 3D printing when it comes to custom display pieces. I want to give a shout out to Eric B over at All Things Art. He does a lot of that kind of thing, and I am fascinated by it. To me, it is an awesome rabbit hole that I think I would probably love to go down, because the sculpts are really phenomenal. I do, obviously, on the channel, I try to promote licensed products as much as I can. I do have some custom pieces. I don't know if I would necessarily consider them 3D printed. I mean, they are resin, but I know a lot of these statues are so good. Like I've seen some like ventriloquists lately. I saw a really cool Killer Croc recently. Like there's just some really cool stuff that's going to be coming out, but like, I don't know how to paint. I do have an art background, but again, I'm going to defer to like Eric. And again, if you haven't ever checked out his channel, All Things Art, I highly recommend you subscribe. And he just did his live stream last night. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but looking forward to doing that. And he talks a lot about this kind of thing. And so I think it's really cool because you do get a chance to get some characters that haven't been done before. And in some cases, they might be better than the licensed pieces. But again, with anything with custom, there is, there's the risk of losing money. Again, my friends Eric and Jeff Delaney have recently talked on the channel, and they've had some issues with that and losing some money. And so it's just, I think that part of it's risky. But when it comes to 3D printing, if you have your own printer and you're printing your own thing, and for me, I think as long as people aren't selling those, maybe I think it's okay. But at the same time, if you're printing them yourself and you're just going to have it in your collection to enjoy and paint up yourself, I think that's awesome. Statue Doctor, welcome back, Chris. Great to see you back. Thank you very much. Just received the Finch Superman Justice from XM. Stunning piece. It's so awesome to see collectors finally getting that piece in. I know it was a very long wait. And do you also have the Sanity also? I've seen some people recently that had all three: the Wonder Woman, Superman, and Batman, and that was really neat to see. I just think it makes a great diorama. It's still not my favorite scale, but it does look really great. And congratulations on that Finch Superman. And again, just want to remind everybody, Finch is coming on Rogues Gallery Live this coming Wednesday. You're back. Glad you didn't quit. There are days where I always feel like I should quit. This week has definitely had, like I said, it's definitely had its ups and downs. A lot of downs, but that's okay. We're going to keep moving forward. Beta Gaming TV1 says Alex Ross art is not super detailed. IMOP, they capture his art well. So, I think you're right in that regard. I think that Alex Ross does have a lot of smooth textures. I've got, a painting right here next to him, next to me that's very smooth, and there's not a lot of gritty detail necessarily. He uses a lot of light, which I love. And I do think the statue itself looks good. Some people have thought maybe the thighs look a little bit big on that piece. And again, it's just different. But when you compare it to well, let's just do this. Hold on. My friend sent this to me yesterday. Let me just see if I can find it again. Hold just a moment. All right, let's pull it up. Maybe it didn't save it. Of course it didn't. All right, sorry guys. Let me just bear with me for a second. Best laid plans, right? I'll do a screen grab real quick. All right, now I should be able to pull it up. All right, so this is what they, excuse me, this is what they sent me right here. And so let me get this off the screen here. So you can see them side by side where it just looks more detailed. I mean, especially if you look at the thighs, you could see around the knees, the muscles. It just looks better, in my opinion. Although I do feel like it does look like Alex Ross's art on the Iron Studios piece. I think that they're both really good in their own way. So, I mean, could it be something that I go ahead and get the Iron Studios just maybe to review it and see what I think in person? I think it's still really good. Although, again, there might be some proportion issues that maybe, I do like the Blitzway one overall probably better. But I am curious as to what you guys think as well. Because again, it's, it's always going to be subjective, but I do think it's cool looking. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Okay. I was all in on the Prime One piece, Ross piece over the Iron Studios, but like you said, it doesn't look like that's ever coming. I wonder how they'll handle Superman since it's actually up for sale. I think Superman will come out. I think that will happen. I'm assuming contracts were made and, whatever. But it's still disappointing that we haven't had Wonder Woman and Superman or Batman go up for pre-order yet. I've asked repeatedly at Prime One, and I have not got an answer. So I just don't know. It sucks. Hey, Chris, hate to ask it, but it seems like you're our only line of communication. Heard anything from Tweeterhead lately? Derek, I have not heard from Tweeterhead since the show he was on. I know that they have done a lot of communication in terms of like, hey, we received your response and we're going to take it in order that we received it. Still feels like a lot of delay tactics, but they are actually getting some product out. And so I'm still optimistic that people will receive what they bought. I just don't think it's probably going to happen with the refunds anytime soon. I really do think that if they had to refund everybody, it'd just ruin them, and then nobody would get any product. So I just if you're willing to wait and you're going to get the product, I really do feel like people will get the product, but it sucks. It continues to suck. And there's a lot of ill will right now. Just mentioned JWR earlier. He got to spend all day at Universal, which was really cool. I hope you got to do Islands of Adventure too. I know I saw you were at Universal proper. Did you do Islands of Adventure? And again, congratulations on your incredible Matteo Scalera pieces. I just want to say, if you ever sell them, dibs, okay? Because I think they're all three really good. I love them. I love them. I think especially the Gordon. I think the Gordon I really love. But I know you're excited about Professor Pig. Nate Rose, I just ordered 2 DC characters, Batman Hush McFarlane toys and Diamond Select Gallery Black Adam. That's cool. Where are you getting Diamond Select from? Because they went bankrupt. So I'm curious as to where you ordered those. Are they still on like Amazon or somewhere? John Connor 101 says, evening all. I think the next step in collecting will be color 3D printing, where you pay a studio and they send you the file. It's a way around crazy shipping and tariffs. I think that absolutely. I mean, think how far we've come in terms of technology in the last 5 years, even just with AI, how scary that all is. You're going to be able to think something. Okay. Speaking of AI, this is also, okay. So somebody had sent an AI deal that they had seen in a group, and they're like, yeah, this is pretty good. This is pretty good. So what I did is I'm like, okay, I went into Chat GPT, okay? And I'm like, okay, I'm just curious, if I type in Chat GPT and if I said, hey, create a Professor Pig statue in quarter scale, okay? Just to see what it would look like and if it would even do anything. This is what it came up with. Look at this. So first of all, it's like, he's a little heavy for me. I want him to be a little skinnier, but like, look at this. It shows the statue in 3D. It shows accessories. It shows swappable parts. And I literally, all I did was said, make me a Professor Pig statue in quarter scale. And that's what came out. Like, speaking like AI, like that is scary. Think about what AI and 3D printing and stuff is going to be able to do in 5 years. It's terrifying, right? So I can't wait to see what you guys think about that, because I think that's nuts. Justin Racklin says, evening all. Thank you, Justin, for being here. I will do $100 more than Jim Mint on that Dark Knight. Anything he offers. All right, there you go. Oh, that's pretty good. I was like, he's like, are you ready? Are you willing to part with it? I'm like, yeah, I'm not quite ready yet. Maybe someday, but I still really enjoy that piece. What's up, Familia from Fettuccine Alfredo 180? Thank you for being here. Another Brotherhood member. Thank you for being a member, by the way. Yes, Chris, the Finch Trinity is. That's what I thought. I thought I had seen a photo of maybe you had posted, maybe, but they all look so good together. Of course, I am partial still to Sanity, but they all look really good together. Congratulations. We got the Everyday Collector in the house. Hello to you. Hope you're having a great weekend, my friend. One more random comment, but if you haven't watched a playthrough of Batman Arkham Shadow, you need to. The writing is incredibly emotional and could be a film, and is the best Harvey Dent story. I have not. That's the VR one, right? I have a VR. And maybe I should just do it, right? That's the VR game. Can you watch the cutscenes on YouTube, or do you have to play the game? Been thinking about getting the red Sonya on throne you covered from Prime 1. You think that one will turn out good? I think it's going to be one of the most beautiful female statues ever made. Claudio on the portrait is phenomenal. I think that, you know, it might not be for everyone because, you know, again, she's kind of subjective. With some people might not want her in the collection if you're, you know, married or kids or things like that. But I think she's a beautiful statue, and I think it's one of the best things Prime 1's done in a while. Bearing, is that what I'm? Did I miss something there? I'm not sure. Evening all bearing, right? Bearing. The Iron Studios captures Ross better, but that's just me. The Prime 1 would be better quality. Okay, I think that's fair. Again, like if we look at that, I mean, to me, I do see more Alex Ross in the Iron Studios. You know, just the way he looks to me. But yeah, the detail is better on the Blitzway for sure. But again, I don't know if they're ever going to do it. I guess, you know, collector problems, right? All right, let's see. Prime 1 says Alex Ross more to me. So again, it's just interesting, right? Because Beta Gaming TV just said that they think Iron Studios captures it more. So it's interesting how people see art. That's one thing I love about art. Everybody sees it differently. I'm still waiting for this early February shipment from Tweeterhead. Jeff, did you see my hold my breath video? Yeah. I can't quit you, Chris. Welcome back. Thank you very much, VP Collections. And again, thanks everybody for just all the kind comments. You know, I just needed some time to mentally kind of reset. And it was nice. It was nice to take I literally took 7 days off, which I've never done. And that was nice. Just to take a little bit of a break. Even today, I was like, okay, you know what? What could I do a video on? I didn't think of anything. I couldn't come up with anything interesting. So I'm like, I'm just not going to do anything. I'm just going to wait till something pops into my brain. I'm not going to keep forcing it. So thank you guys again for bearing with me. Graded HQ in the house. We got Graded again. Phenomenal YouTube stuff, guys. If you haven't checked out his channel, definitely has a lot of like Legendary Beast stuff, Sideshow. Happy Sunday to you. John Doe, hello to you. We got Sinceries. I can't. I Sin Cittery. I don't know. Let me know if I'm even close. Mercari is my go-to for everything I buy. Well, there you go. There you go. I won't be selling because this is just the start of my official Mateo mugshot wall. So I guessed right, by the way, JW. You said I wasn't right, but I guessed right that you were going to do mugshots. I knew it. And it's going to be phenomenal. But Gordon is not a mugshot. So like I said, dibs. And again, congratulations. It's so cool. I'm hoping. Let me know. Was OAX fun? Like, was it worth it? Matt said in our chat that he's like, you know, it's one of those things where if you're close, it's really good, but like you can't see like flying across the country to go to it. But a lot of great art, a lot of great artists. I think he was looking forward more to MegaCon, but I'm curious as to what you think, JWR. We just did the OG Universal and had a blast, and I love my new commission and tattoo by Sean Crystal. Yeah, JWR also got a nerdy tattoo, like a skull with glasses. Turned out really nice, by the way. I had the opportunity to get the Penguin from Prime 1. Do you think there'll ever be another 1/3 Penguin done? I have not heard anything from LBS, so I would grab the Prime 1. I still think it's very good. It's still, you know, a favorite of mine. So I would not hesitate, especially if you get it for a good price. But I haven't heard anything from LBS on Penguin. He did mention that Two-Face was in the pipeline, though. They're a third scale Two-Face, which, hell yeah. The Dark Knight Returns PF is maybe my favorite in the collection. Iconic. This month is 40 years since the debut of the book as well. I did see that, and happy anniversary to that book. Can you believe 40 years? I still remember getting that in a comic book shop in Wichita when I was a kid. Just crazy. I'm 49, so that would have come. Yeah, I would have bought it 40 years ago. There's Let's Play on YouTube. VR is a great experience. You'll love it. Okay, so I probably should just buy it. He's talking about the Arkham game on VR. Happy Sunday, Ledge Limited Collectibles. Happy Sunday to me. Thank you very much. Salute. You said to bear with you earlier, so okay. Sorry, it's been a long weekend. I've spent my weekend mostly building Legos. I went down a Temu rabbit hole, and Temu offers a bunch of like building sets that are like off-brand, but they're really, really good, and they're a lot less expensive. And so I recently bought a Haunted Mansion from Disney for my office at work, and it's missing a bunch of pieces, but it's a really good build. And so I'm like, okay, I'm having a lot of fun with this. And so then I saw this big Arkham set, and I have been building that, and it's taken me 2 days, and I'm through bag 3 because every bag has like 15 bags inside of it. So it's taken a long time, but I'm having a really fun time doing that. And then I also bought a Indiana Jones temple that's being shipped as well. I'm kind of trying to do a lot of Disney type theme park stuff in my office in brick form. So anyway, I have absolutely no idea how I ended up talking about Legos. No, Grin and Bear. I don't know. Again, it's been a long weekend. And I'm rusty, I guess. I'm rusty. I've been off the channel for a week. And also would like your opinion. I've been looking to add a Batman statue and saw a Batman Hush on eBay for $800. Do you think that's a good first Batman statue? Are you talking about the first Batman Hush or the second? The one where he's like leaning forward, kind of crouched? Or are you talking about the one in the Batcave? Either one for $800. If it's third scale, I think that's a good price. Especially if you can get 800 shipped. I think that's really great. In terms of the new Hush Batcave that's quarter scale, I also recommend that one. I think that one's really cool too. But if you're talking about the third scale, that's a good price. Ben Cave says, I don't exactly view Ross's art as not detailed. His art looks more human and real than most, and the Prime One Piece definitely looks more human to me. And I really think it comes down to maybe the piece. Certain pieces look flatter than others, I think. And so I think that's probably why people can see it both ways with the Blitzway and the Iron Studios, because there are, two different takes, but also the art that Alex makes is a lot different. Hi, everyone. Happy Sunday from the UK. Hope everything's going well over there. Hopefully it's going better over there than it is in the sinking ship that is the United States. JWR says, Gordon goes between my Nightwing and Batman flying through the city. So I knew you wouldn't, but I'm just saying, if you ever do, if ever things change, I call dibs, but I'm not going to hold my breath. I turned 56 on Friday the 13th. Well, first of all, Jeff, happy birthday again. Been in the statue game since the days of Bowen Designs Marvel mini bus. So you've been around the horn a few times. And so again, it's just such a fun hobby to see how it's also changed since those days. I feel like they've come so far, and the Bowen stuff still holds up. But man, if you look at what's going on now, it's no better time to be alive as a statue collector. Really wish there were more Bat family statues. My dream is a lineup of all the Robins and their alternatives: Jason Todd, Red Hood, Dick Grayson, Nightwing, etc. I love all the Robins. It's always really amazed me, especially like from Sideshow, that they haven't done a Red Hood. I can understand maybe why they didn't do Nightwing. They did do a Robin, but you just don't get a lot of Robin love. Now, I'm not a big Robin guy. Like I prefer like Batgirl over Robin, but I would be maybe interested in a Red Hood, Jason Todd version. I think that could be fun. JWR says, the wife and I will be going back to OAX for sure because it's such a cool art show. Everyone who loves the art side of this hobby should go at least once. We are thinking about Heroes Con in June. That'll be awesome. Where's Heroes Con at? I can't remember. I'm likely to do Dallas this year, maybe KC, maybe San Diego Comic-Con as well on my side of things, but we'll see how it goes. Things change, plans change, but I'm glad to hear that OAX was fun. It's definitely a show that I would like to see at least once and go to. I like that it's a little smaller. I know that it's pretty much hardcore collectors, a lot of like high dollar items. But it's cool just to see the art, even if you're not buying necessarily. Did you get a chance to talk to Finch? It's the one in the Batcave 1/3. So I still like mine. I mean, I would recommend it for $800. I think that's still a good price. Greetings, everyone from the Windy City. We got John in the house. Hopefully everything's going well in Chicago. Making me hungry for some Giordano's. Creepy Uncle Nicholas. Love that name. Wish someone would do an Alex Ross Spider-Man statue. He does my favorite looking Spidey. Also a Lee Bermejo Spider-Man statue would be amazing. I think it would as well. I know that Bermejo right now is working, very, very closely with Prime One on their Masters of the Universe line. He is going to be doing all of their pieces, and I would assume Skeletor and some of the other bad guys for sure, Man-at-Arms. But he's been putting out a lot of He-Man art, and so I think that that's awesome. So I can't see maybe a Bermejo piece because it feels like Bermejo pretty much works with just Prime One. I'm trying to think if maybe he's worked with McFarlane. I can't really remember for sure, but yeah, Alex Ross Spider-Man would be cool. Bermejo Spider-Man. I mean, Spider-Man's so beloved, but I don't know if I don't know. Can you guys tell? Could you tell on a Spider-Man who the artist was? Or is it all just based on the size of the eyes? I always feel like that's the big difference. But I don't know Spider-Man art as much as I do, Batman stuff. So you guys have to help me out with that one. Heroes in Charlotte. Dallas is in September, and the Artist Alley is supposedly going to be outside. What? Outside? A lot of artists thinking about not going. Is that because they're redoing the hall? That's nuts. No one would do that. That'd be miserable. Yuck. Yeah, I think there's a chance that Ledger and I might be going to Planet in March. We'll see. But I would really like to go to a show where David's at. That would be a lot of fun. I know he's going to do a few more shows this year. So, and San Diego Comic-Con, obviously, but it'd be nice to go to some more cons. We're supposed to go to MegaCon, and that unfortunately is not happening now. With Spider Noir coming soon, I look forward to potential statues from that property. Well, there is the Sideshow one, which looks great. And it's not based on that movie necessarily, but it looks the same to me. Man, it's just really, really good looking, or at least the movie to me looks like it's going to be really good. And so Nicolas Cage, obviously, it's just going to be something a little different. So I think I like the idea it's in color or black and white. That'll be a lot of fun to watch, I think. C2E2 coming at the end of March. Can't wait. Haven't been there in a handful of years. That's a show that I haven't been to. That's like kind of like right there. Like I've been to New York, 2 or 3 times. Been to San Diego twice. Been to MegaCon twice. C2E2 is the next one that I would really like to do. Did Baltimore Comic-Con, which was so much fun with Billy and Eric this last year. Just had a blast. MegaCon is local for me, but it's been overcrowded the last few years. It's super, super overcrowded. That's why we like to go the first couple of days and skip the weekend. Like we usually hit up Disney or Universal on the weekend because it's too busy. Any Spider-Man fan can tell the artist for Spidey, not just the eyes. That's like saying you can only tell the Batman artist based on the length of his ears. So that's really great to hear because again, I know like a Capullo Batman versus a Jim Lee Batman or a Finch Batman. So like, I'm glad to hear that Spider-Man fans can tell the difference. In my eyes, like to me, Spider-Man looks the same just about all the time. So you can tell that I'm not a true Spider-Man comic book fan. I do appreciate it, but I don't read it. So I think that's awesome. Yeah, so they're putting it. Ugh. Yeah, no one's gonna go to that. They really should just cancel it for a year or go to a smaller venue or something. I mean, I think when they're all done, I remember hearing about that last year that they were gonna like expand or something. Oh, that's gonna be brutal. Speaking of Prime 1 statues, just looked at the coming soon page on their site and there's stuff from 2021. Worried for the 1/3 Freeze and Riddler. Don't be, John. Couple of reasons. Number one, this is something that the creative director told me a long time ago, that nothing's ever truly canceled until they announce it. There have been a couple of pieces that they have put up for pre-order that didn't sell, or that they just knew right away that people were not interested based on feedback. And so people obviously are excited about Freeze. Freeze was not going away. And they did tell me that the Riddler is printed and will be shown at the next level event, the next level event. So I am very excited for both of those pieces. So yes, there are pieces that haven't been up for pre-order because I just think that maybe the timing wasn't right or they didn't feel like there was a lot of interest. But nothing's truly canceled unless it is actually they announce that it's canceled. Aside from the eyes, the size spacing of the webs on the costume, some of the body poses would be recognizable to certain artists. Okay, that makes sense to me. You know, it makes sense. Can you upload an image of your Batcave into ChatGPT and enter a prompt, organize it multiple ways to see what works best for you? If you do, please share it here. Well, I might have to like try that. That'd be a lot of fun, actually. Hey there, the BSC, he couldn't stay away. No, I stayed away for, again, I didn't do anything for 7 days. It was nice. Again, it was just nice to take a little mental break. And again, I'm still not quite there yet, but it's great. Like I said, it's really great to be talking back with you guys. We got about 100 people watching on a Sunday night. This is fantastic. Oh, that is cool. Can't wait to see it. Are you so sure on that, on the Justice, Batman, and Wonder Woman? So you're talking about the Blitzway piece. So again, I have never had true confirmation, but I think that there is problems between Prime 1 and Blitzway, whatever that might be, whether it's contract, money, factory. I don't know. I don't know what is happening. Again, I have asked, and I've asked to silence. So maybe it's one of those things where they just simply cannot comment. Maybe it's ongoing contract negotiations. I have no idea. But it has never gone up for pre-order. So I don't have a ton of hope that the Alex Ross Batman and Wonder Woman will go up for pre-order. I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see. You should take regular breaks, Chris. Your mental health comes first. We love you. We understand. Well, again, thank you very much. Again, I've had so many people reach out. Of course, we've had some people that say, Chris, didn't you just do that 6 months ago? Like, maybe. I don't know. Like, I do get burned out every once in a while. And again, there's just stuff going on that's needing my priority at the moment. So yeah, I'm glad I took the time off. I really am. And I do need to take regular breaks probably from time to time. Or start uploading twice a day. There have been days where I've done 2 or 3 videos a day, or shorts or whatever. But and shorts are just kind of a filler. They're just kind of a way to, continue to get the channel out there to people. And some of it's silly stuff and some of it's collecting stuff. So it's just fun. But yeah, twice a day, probably not. Although today, I guess would be 2 uploads because I uploaded the Batgirl video. Thanks everybody that's watched that. Did you like the Batgirl, by the way? Is anybody in the chat getting that piece, that purple Batgirl? And then this would be the second upload today, I guess. Is the LBS and Tweeterhead collab dead? I would assume. I can't imagine that going forward at this point. But again, I don't claim to know. But I would love to see it happen, but I don't see it happening. My Red Hulk just came in. Can I share it with you, Chris, and show it here? Yeah. You can just message me on Facebook and I can show it here. Yeah, absolutely. Red Hulk. Congratulations, Nate. Have you thought about do work on this 3 weeks a month, take a week off in general, so you can always take a week off from any channel activity? I don't know if I necessarily need to do that. I like doing what I do. Again, it's a passion of mine, and whenever I don't have something to do, I go stir crazy, which is why I bought all these Legos this week, because it keeps my mind going. I definitely have adult ADHD for sure. And so not doing a video, it just doesn't compute. But again, I'm getting to the point where I'm like, things are going on that needed, like I said, needed some pause. I needed some pause. My mental state needed a bit of a pause, sort through some other things that are going on. And so I don't know. I mean, I don't feel like it needs to be scheduled necessarily. It's just whenever I hit that wall, I'm going to take a break. And I'm sure some people, like, in the community, they crap all over me that I announced it, but I did that so you guys wouldn't worry about it, because otherwise I didn't want to get 100 messages like, Chris, what's wrong with Chris? He hasn't posted in a week. So I thought I would just be proactive and say why I was going to be off the channel for just a little while. Again, I didn't know how long I was going to take, but I guess 7 days was the lucky number. John likes it better than the OG Batgirl. So you like the purple. I love Stephanie Brown, and well, I am just set on specifically what I think statue-wise I'm going to get. So does that mean you're going to get that one? Sometimes you need to say stuff. Sometimes you need to say stuff, stuff it, and take a break. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, and that's what I did. I'm burned out. And so I took a break. Neo, I like my Batgirl to be Barbara. I wish it has a red hair switch out, but I do like the purple. Yeah, I like the purple too. I think the purple, pops way more than this one down here. I mean, I tend to like the darker colors, just because it makes more sense being in the nighttime, but I think it's awesome. Hey, we got Jeff from Secret Sanctuary in the house. How you doing, my friend? Did you guys go to Disney today? I saw your wife in her sweater. I don't know if it was yesterday or today. I'm considering the Batgirl variant. I think it's a natural fit for your collection. I can't remember. Do you already have the Batgirl already? I can't remember now. Any cons lined up this year? I just got the Dune Orthentopper, blah, blah, blah. I don't know how to say that. Lego set. That's awesome. Congratulations, by the way. So cons, possibly San Diego Comic-Con if things stay put the way they're put. Some changes might be happening with some family vacation stuff. Possibly Planet Comic-Con in March. Again, I really wanted to do MegaCon, but the family plans changed, and so that kind of stinks, as I was really looking forward to that, but maybe next year. I appreciate Prime One keeping stuff on hold before putting up, but waiting years makes it hard to want to invest in a piece because there is so much coming out in general. And a lot of times the Prime One stuff does sell out, like it does go to waitlist. And so I would normally say, just, wait until it comes out. But these days with Prime One, the edition sizes are pretty small, especially with the Batman stuff. So yeah, I'm okay with them putting it on hold. There was like the Harley on Throne and the Joker on Throne that they never did. There was the Del Auto Batman where he's walking forward. They never did. There's a number of pieces that I would still like to see them tackle, and maybe they will. I have the black version, Batwoman. Yeah, the statue came out first. It did. Ronaldo. Again, I do wish that they had kind of said, hey, we're going to do a purple variant down the line. Because it does suck for collectors that really would love to have that one because now they got to sell the one they've got. It is annoying. I might get the purple Batgirl if she is available on Replay Toys. I bet she will be. I'm not sure. ES of 300. No, I have 2 other fighting game pieces and a PF. I am waiting for Punchline. Those will be my next 3. I am amazed at this point that we haven't had that Punchline reveal. I really thought we would have her before we would get a Batgirl variant, but I am curious how that Batgirl variant sold. Again, only 300, but again, a lot of people bought the original. But yeah, Punchline I'm excited about. Plus the Dune 1/3 scale. Those Dunes are the Prime 1 piece, right? It's really good. Have you seen the Studio 16 Barbosa? I have. Are you planning to get the J&D POTC? If so, how? I'm gonna order from them. If it goes up for pre-order, or through some retailer, I don't know exactly who, but if it's good, I want to get it. I'm pretty nervous about the price, because we were talking about like, the Sideshow license and things, or the Disney license, and like they did the Indiana Jones. That's a Disney license. Disney owns Indy, so I don't know. It'll be interesting to see the price point on that, but I would love if I could get Johnny Depp, Jack Sparrow, and on one side Barbosa, one side Davy Jones. Game over for me. I would love those. Love those. And apparently, like PCS teased a life-size Davy Jones, maybe a bust of some sort. Maybe one of their busts like they did with Darth Vader, where it's got the different scenes. That could be fun. It's nice to at least have a Stephanie Brown Batgirl because I don't see them ever releasing a spoiler statue. Yeah, probably so. KVC says, do you think Prime 1 will give the option to buy Mr. Freeze by himself? I do. I think it'll be 2 options. I think it'll be Freeze by himself and then the diorama. I think that would be really smart for them to do that. I am thinking Punchline is still in development. Probably, although, I mean, they did show her teaser kind of. So I'm sure she's probably further along than we think, but I don't know. Oh, I forgot my waitlist with Prime 1 converted for the Matrix Neo. That's a good piece too. Love that. And I feel like that's way better than the J&D. It'll probably be my last pre-order and purchase for a while, other than the new Hulk PF. Yeah, that'll be popular as well, Justin. It really will. Really will. Hold on just a second. I got that picture from Nathan. Let me upload it real quick. Oop, wrong one. That was my Chat GPT. No, JWR still in here. I don't know if he saw that earlier. Yeah, there's the Hulk. Thanks again, Nate, for sending that to me. Fun piece. There's a custom ventriloquist and Scarface in the works. Render dropped a couple days ago. Believe me, I'm all over it. It looks fantastic. I even reached out to Eric and be like, is this one you could print off? And there was even like a small ventriloquist or Scarface that you can print off by itself. It's kind of like this little proximity piece. I'm like, oh, it's so cool. Jeff says, got the Bermejo Catwoman come available to me on Prime 1 waitlist conversion. Your thoughts? I already have Batman Damned and Joker. I still think it's phenomenal. I love it. I don't know if I'm going to need both when I get the Hush Catwoman, but I still love her. I mean, she has that kind of that Audrey Hepburn look to her. I really like it a lot, Jeff, and I think it would look really good with Batman Damned and Joker. I have the 3 of them together right now. We need to see that Hulk PF sometime soon. Again, that's another piece that I'm surprised we haven't seen yet. I sent you the red Hulk picture from Diamond Select. It's awesome. Yeah, I just posted it. Did you order an Alex Ross Superman? No, I did not. I think there's 2 versions about to ship, Prime 1 and Iron Studios. Yeah, I did not get either one. If I was going to get one, I would probably get the Prime 1 piece. But again, I just don't know if the Prime 1 is going to make the Batman and Wonder Woman. Any interest in the DC Direct Batman and Harley Quinn statues from McFarlane Toys, or is the quality not there? I like a lot of those, and I admire them from afar. In terms of the McFarlane stuff, I'm just getting the black and whites, although I'm pretty much out of room. And that was just for the entryway, to kind of have the bookshelf entryway. But I do really like them. It's just not a lot of interest for me because they're so small and tiny. They just don't really work in this room. Chris, have you ever gotten one of the 3D printed fan art pieces you can find on eBay and other places? I found a 1/6 DC. No, I haven't. Again, we were talking about that earlier. Just that, some of my friends 3D print. I've got a friend in town that does a lot of 3D printing. He doesn't do like statues or anything, but just like make stuff for fairs and things. And they're just a lot of fun. It's really neat what you can all do with 3D printing, but I would not be opposed to having a piece like that in my collection at all. Especially if it's a character like the ventriloquist that people were talking about. I think that'd be awesome. Yeah, I saw him. We were at the airport waiting to, so keep this stream going. Yeah, I was gonna say, when's your flight? Hopefully no delays. I don't envy you guys at all, man. It's like next time I fly will be probably July, possibly. Might go out to Denver for the AC/DC concert. Do you think it would be great if Prime 1 piece were available on any online shops? I'm not sure what you're saying because Prime 1 pieces are available on online shops. I'm not sure what you mean, Nate. Maybe you can clarify what you mean, but they're currently available at multiple online places. Maybe I'm not sure I don't know. I'm not sure what you mean. Not sure. But again, well, so many people are watching. Again, I do want to plug the show for this coming Wednesday. David Finch is going to be on the show drawing live. And so I'm really, really nervous and excited to have him on the show. Again, he's my GOAT. And, I've got a million questions that I want to ask him. I also want to make sure that you guys have the ability to ask questions as well. I don't have any idea how long he's going to be on the show. And so, hopefully I'll get some clarity on that. And again, bring your questions. He has such a wide, long history of characters and things that he's worked on. So I'm just so excited. So again, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Cannot wait. I was thinking Replay Toys or Macari. Oh, for Prime 1. I don't know if they're ever on there or not. I think I have seen Sideshow do some Replay Toy stuff. By the way, if you ever do the JLA members display, I recommend Justice League Dark, favorite JLA team, John Constantine and Batman Baby. See, I've just never gone into that. Like, I really like Batman and his world. I don't really like going outside of Gotham. So I've tried other characters. I've tried Superman. I've tried like Zatanna. None of them stick for me. I don't have a connection to them. And so all I do is I look at them on the shelf going, okay, that's money that I could be using for something else. Or that's money I could be using for another Finch commission, So it's hard. It was cool meeting Finch in Baltimore last year. Great guy. Yeah. Again, he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT for me. It's just such a nice guy. And I could sit there literally for hours and watch him draw. So I can't believe he's going to be on. Ooh, well, I'm definitely not going to be on 45 minutes, but a few more minutes here for sure. Safe travels. Yes, I agree with you there, Chris. I have seen quite a bit of Sideshow collectibles. Yeah, I was going to say, I know that they've had some on there. Perfectly valid and fair. I flop back and forth. I do love Gotham-centric stories, the Batman universe versus Gun DC universe, for example. And again, I appreciate them for what they are. I don't get into them. You know, when even Hush, when they added Superman, I'm like, ugh, please don't add Superman. But you know, it is what it is. I don't like when those worlds mix. I just like dark, gritty Gotham with crazy people running around and him taking care of crime. You know, that's what I like. Dude, I so cannot wait for Finch on the show. LOL. Put in a good word. We need more White Rabbit art. There you go. That's right. I don't think he's working much on Batman these days. He did do the great Absolute Batman cover, but and again, I'm assuming he's going to be drawing one of my pieces on the show. So I don't know exactly who. White Rabbit's on that list. I mean, she would be one that I would love to have, but I really only have room for one more, and that's most likely going to be Jeremiah Arkham or Black Mask. I don't know which one. Which one do you guys think would be a better final piece? Black Mask, Jeremiah Arkham. I've also thought about getting a Gordon, an Alfred, and a Bullock. You know, just the three of those heroes. Ugh, love that. I did talk to Finch and Jason for a minute, but did you see Finch's cow commission? Yeah, he did that on the Monday Night Draw, actually. If you guys have never seen his Monday Night Draw show, it's on Monday nights. He took a year off, and now he's back. Him and his wife, Meredith, they do the show, and he draws live. And that's how I was able to get the Batman versus Bane piece. Just flat out asked him. And so he was nice enough to be able to sell that to me. So expensive piece, but well worth it. And I'm glad you got to talk to Finch and Jason. I'm sure they were really busy. Oh, I know you're excited like a little kid. I was the one with you, Billy and Eric, last year. Yes, absolutely. I remember, John. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Justin says Black Mask. Okay. Yeah, this year I want to get White Rabbit by Finch this year. This is a bucket list thing to get from Finch. Okay. Good choice. Black Mask has more presence than Arkham, but both are very important and iconic. Definitely get Black Mask. He's integral to Gotham's organized crime ring. But isn't he more of like a Nightwing villain or somebody else? I always feel like he's somebody else's villain. I have 2 Catwoman custom statues being worked on by Buddy Carlos 16 Scales. I'm not familiar with Buddy, but congratulations on the customs. Hopefully they'll turn out really nice. Is he painting them for you or just printing them for you? Let me know. So it seems like a lot of people doing Black Mask. So the other ones that again, if you're sorry, I've talked about this before, but there are 4 CGC pieces from April that are still not finished. And that might be one that he works on during the show. I don't know. But head sketches were Talon and Calendar Man. And I think he's already started on Calendar Man, if Jason told me that. And then there was a 11 by 17 Bane and a Joker holding the Joker fish, which was like a 9 by 12 torso. So those are the 4 pieces that I had prearranged. And so hopefully he'll get to those. And again, maybe one of those is what he's going to be working on during the show. But then again, I do have one last final spot, and that'll either be Black Mask, White Rabbit, or Jeremiah Arkham, or Talia. I've even thought about doing Talia al Ghul. So out of those 4, what do you guys think? Everybody still picking Black Mask? Jim Gordon might look just like a regular guy with a mustache, but he's so integral to Batman lore, he should be part of your display. And I have the 11 by 17 Jim Gordon. If and when I get that other Bane, because I hadn't planned on buying the Bane versus Batman. And so I will have 2 Banes. So I might end up doing a Bane where Jim Gordon is, and I might end up selling the Jim Gordon. Maybe. I don't know if I can do that or not. But then getting just the head sketches of Jim Gordon, Bullock, and Alfred. Do you think he'll try to get other artists down the line to draw live? Well, I mean, that would be amazing. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that would be a lot of fun. And I think a lot of people would be interested in that. KVC says Talia. So you're voting Talia over Black Mask, Jeremiah Arkham, and White Rabbit. White Rabbit from him, just do it. I'm totally biased, though. She is his creation. Yeah, she is indeed. Yep, he's printing and painting them. It's Michelle Pfeiffer, Catwoman, and Anne Hathaway. Sorry if I butchered the names. No, you did okay. You did okay. So that's awesome. Well, congratulations there. That's fantastic. Fantastic. Well, I wanted to do an hour tonight, and I did. I wanted to get back at this and just be back with you guys. Again, I thank you for bearing with me during my break. And again, I don't know what this week's going to look like content-wise. I don't have really anything ready to go. But please join us Wednesday. It's going to be, again, just a dream come true to have David on the show. I can't thank everybody enough for doing it and being part of it with me. It'll be so much fun. And yeah, can't wait till Wednesday. So anyway, I hope you have a great rest of your week. Stay safe, be good, take care of your mental health. Take 7 days off if you need to. Anyway, can't thank you enough. And I'll see you on Wednesday for Rogues Gallery Live. Bye, everybody. Happy weekend.